In this video, I will be giving some updates when it comes to Ziyah Harris' case. Jarvis Butts' trial is getting ready for his jury selection is getting ready to take place. I'm going to show you that video. Also, the Detroit Police Department had information back in 2022 that Ziyah Harris stated that she was touched by Jarvis, but the police department didn't do anything. I will also share that information with you. Later on in this video, I'm going to also share two phone calls. One he had with one of his baby mothers, and the second phone call that I will share is a phone call that he had with his fiance.
Today at the Wayne County Criminal Justice Center, Judge Nicholas Hathaway laid out dates in the Jarvis Butts case. Butts is accused of murdering 13-year-old Ziyah Harris last year. His jury selection is scheduled to start October 6th. Jarvis Butts was in court Friday to hear Judge Nicholas Hathaway decide key dates in his trial. The defense and prosecution both agreed on the dates as they await the full transcript to be typed out so they can read it over. Butts was previously in court January 17th for a hearing where he entered a not guilty plea. At that hearing, just like Friday's, Ziyah Harris's family and friends were present. Butts, 42 years old, of Detroit, is charged with first-degree premeditated murder, second-degree criminal sexual conduct, and child sexually abusive activity. Butts is also accused of having an inappropriate relationship with Ziyah. She was last seen getting off her school bus at the corner of Cornwall and 3 Mile Drive in Detroit on January 9th of last year. Her body has not been found. As jury selection starts October 6th, the prosecution said it could call 40 or more witnesses to the stand, and the defense said it could call 10 or more. It's a trial that could take 3 to 4 weeks.
We make strong and good decisions for our children, keep them out of harm's way.
But more than 20 months before Harris ever went missing, Detroit police had been warned that she'd been victimized by Jarvis Butts and failed to ever investigate.
There was enough for the department to ask about Ziyah.
Yeah, we could have done better. No question.
Last month, we showed you that Jarvis Butts had been the subject of multiple complaints to Children's Protective Services, including at least one that named Ziyah Harris as a victim. What we did not know at the time is that CPS wasn't the only agency who'd been warned. In April of 2022, in response to a complaint CPS had received, workers there submitted a law enforcement notification, or LEN, to Detroit police. It's an alert to possible criminal behavior that may warrant a police investigation. In this case, the complaint told DPD that there was an incident at a birthday party where a child accused Butts of sexual abuse. Ziyah, and name withheld, reported that Jarvis touched them inappropriately as well. It read, "Jarvis is a sex offender and a felon." Ziyah's great aunt, Jernell, says she filed that complaint with CPS that ultimately made its way to DPD.
They're the police, they're supposed to investigate. I mean, it had all the everything is there.
But the department never did investigate, at least with respect to Ziyah. Instead, according to officials, only the other alleged victim named in the report was questioned because CPS only listed her under the victim header, even though Ziyah was identified as an abuse victim too.
Does that make any sense to you?
No, makes zero sense. Either they didn't read it or they didn't comprehend it. That's my opinion.
Tom Berry is a retired Detroit police lieutenant who reviewed the report that bears Ziyah's name.
How many victims do you see identified there?
I see 2 for sure, maybe 3. Somebody dropped the ball. It's pretty clear by reading that there's at least 2 allegations of sexual assault there.
Her name was right in the report. At a minimum, the department should reach out to her and at least ask if something happened. But that didn't happen.
It did not.
Today, Assistant Chief Charles Fitzgerald makes no excuses, saying much has changed with how the department handles the more than 5,000 LEN reports it receives every year. Unlike when the Ziyah complaint came through, he says DPD now interviews everyone identified inside, regardless of whether they're listed under the victim header. Complaints are triaged and are assigned quickly, and missing information, like in this case, Ziyah's last name, is ferreted out by investigators.
That's a horrible excuse. We still should have done what we should have done.
The fact that they acknowledge it shouldn't have worked this way, and it took for something so tragic to happen to her, you're damn right it shouldn't have worked that way. They should have did their job.
Kiwana Morton is one of Ziyah's relatives who says she filed complaints with CPS too. She wonders tonight if the 13-year-old's fate might have been different had police ever bothered to reach out.
Somebody has to answer for that. They absolutely do. CPS and DPD.
I think the obvious question that a case like this begs is how many other victims or alleged victims in reports like this were named but never contacted by DPD.
Yeah, prior to the recent process, I don't know. I would hate to speculate even.
Do you worry that there are other cases like
this? Of course, yeah, for sure.
I don't think it stopped in one child sliding through the crack. They clearly weren't doing their jobs.
As you can see in the first video when they're speaking about jury selection that's going to start in October, on October the 6th, and that the prosecuting attorneys saying they can have up to 40 or more witnesses against Jarvis to point to him being involved with the deletion or disappearance of Nazariah Harris, and that's not looking good for him, especially when you look at the number as far as the witnesses that's supposed to be on his side. That the defense attorney has is, they have more people against him than they have for him, so that's not going to be looking too good for Jarvis. And then you see in the second video, this doesn't look good for the Detroit Police Department. As I said in the other videos that I made about Ziyah, when they kept blaming CPS for not doing anything, and I was stating that you have to look at the complete picture. CPS is called to come investigate a home, regardless of what the charges may be as far as the abuse to the child. Once CPS come out and do their investigation, if they interview different people, if they interview the victim, and they don't have anything to go on as far as proof of what actually happened, they cannot start removing kids. They can't do any of that. When it comes to this particular case with Jarvis, even though CPS did speak to him, he said he didn't do anything to his daughter, because I think they only asked him about his daughter. He stated that he didn't do anything to her. And then the mother stated the same thing. They did a forensic investigation with the child. And like I said, I would never, question a child as far as why they're going to say nothing happened to them when something did, because you have to understand they are a child. They are being intimidated by adults. So they're going to fall in line with what the adults want. So she stated that nothing happened to them. So if you think about it, CPS had nothing to go on. But they did forward the information over to Detroit Police Department. The Detroit Police Department did not do anything. They know he is on a predator list. He is a known predator. So they should have went out and did a thorough investigation to see what was going on. Because if they're saying that he was at a birthday party and they know part of his stipulation is not to be around kids, that should have been a reason for them to pull him in to see what was going on. I want to read over part of the information that was handed over from CPS to the Detroit Police Department. Brief description of alleged abuse and possible witnesses. Redacted is the mother of Redacted 8, Redacted 5, Redacted 3, and Redacted 6 months. Jarvis is the father of Redacted and lives outside of the home. Ziyah is the niece of Redacted and lives outside of the home. There was an incident at a birthday party. One of the children that attended the party accused Jarvis of sexual abuse. Ziyah and Redacted reported that Jarvis touched both of them inappropriately as well. Jarvis touched Redacted in her private area and it hurt. This was never reported. Jarvis is a sex offender and a felon. Redacted is sending pictures of herself on Instagram. Redacted was asked to send a picture of her privates and to play with her privates for the person on the phone. Redacted whipped Redacted instead of talking with her and reporting the information to law enforcement. So I don't understand how the police department sees this and do not call in Jarvis for questioning as why these kids are saying he did this to them. They did not question him at all. And why whoop a child that is sending pictures to someone? Who was she sending pictures to? How old was the person that she was sending pictures to? So none of these parents did what they needed to do to protect these kids. And then my question also goes to, where was the parents at that party that this man had just free range to go touch children or feel so comfortable in a public, not, I don't know exactly where the party was, but why did he feel so comfortable with parents around, and then he's touching these kids while they're there also? That's why I said before that every woman that had a child with him needs to be investigated. Every woman that knew that he was a predator and still allowed him around their kids need to be investigated. And then with this additional information coming out that the police department knew because CPS sent that information over to him, Jarvis is a sex offender and a felon. He's a predator on a predator list. He is not supposed to be at a party with kids. So they should have brought him in and arrested him because he already violated his stipulation of being a predator. He doesn't get freedom like everyone else, but everyone else was giving him prestige treatment, knowing what type of person he was. And so the police department, whoever had that information, needs to be investigated as well. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to let you hear the first phone call, and this is the phone call between him and one of his children mothers.
Thank you for using Telmate.
Hello? Hello?
Yes.
Shit is crazy. Anyway, I got one more for you to do. 313-207-2195.
Hello.
Hello?
What is it?
207. 2195.
217.
Huh? 0.
Hello.
Hello?
Hello.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah.
I don't know what the fuck going on, man, but yeah, they done did everybody shit.
You said what?
I said, I don't know what the fuck going on, but they done did everybody shit.
Everybody shit. You know everybody house? They come to my shit?
I don't know.
I don't even think they know of me.
But I need you to, anything that I've had, anything that I've touched, that's just for yourself, man. Anything about me, man. That's for your goddamn self. You feel me?
Yeah.
Huh?
Very.
Yeah, so I said, go to mama's house.
Go to my mama.
Yeah. Go to your mama's house, man.
Alright.
That's crazy.
How you calling me?
No house, I'm doing something, man. You ain't supposed to be doing nothing but go to mama's house.
Okay. Huh?
Say, go to mama house, get mama car.
Get her car?
If you gotta go home, use her car.
Okay.
I don't know what's going on, but if you gotta go to your mama house, if you go to mama house, like say you go home, use her car.
So don't use my car at all?
I don't know what's going on, bro. They taking everybody's car. Well, go use your mama car, man, and drive around, man. Try to put yourself with your mama car, man. Your brother car, somebody car. This shit is beyond me.
Okay.
This is beyond me. I don't know what the fuck, man. Clean them motherfuckers out or something. I don't know.
My car?
Yeah, they got my phone. They got my cars. They got their cars. They got their guns. I don't know what the fuck they do, bro.
They looking for something.
Yeah, but what the fuck it ain't got shit to do with me is what I'm saying. Don't got shit to do with me, man, and I'm not understanding what the fuck is going on. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'll call you later, man. Like, I don't know what the fuck. I gotta wrap my head around this shit, dog. This shit's starting to piss me off.
Okay.
So I'll get in touch with you later, man.
Okay.
All right. Hello?
Oh.
Hello?
Mm-hmm.
What the fuck going on, bro? You got your job, your regular job?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. My regular job. 6:45.
I'll call you about 7:30ish.
Alright.
I love you.
Alright.
Listening to this phone call, you can see that Jarvis, he's currently locked up and he's calling one person. He's using that person to make multiple phone calls for him to different people. And then the last phone call that he made, he was to one of his baby mother. And if you notice on the phone call, the conversation was going, he making himself look and sound guilty. Because if you're not guilty of anything, why are you saying to her, make sure you wipe everything down? Wouldn't it make sense that he would have access to her vehicle, being her child's father? Like, it's like, okay, why are your fingerprints in her vehicle? Oh, I used it to take my son to the store, or we was riding together and I was in the car. So there's an excuse and a reasonable reason for him to be in her car, or have his fingerprints or DNA to be in her car. The reason that he wanted her to wipe it down because he know at some point he had Ziyah in that car. And so if she wiped it down, that would have gotten rid of any evidence that Ziyah may or may not have been in that vehicle. Because if you're not guilty of anything, why do you need to wipe down a vehicle? That doesn't make any sense. If you're not guilty of anything, why do you need to? Why are you worried about your phone? Because you know what you're doing on your phone. So if you're doing something seedy, or you're doing something shameful, or you're doing something that you don't want anyone to know, then you're going to be worried about the police having your phone, because you know they can or may be able to dig up things that's in your phone that you thought you may have deleted. So that's why he was upset. That's why he was worried, because why? And then when you listen to her on her side, she's like, they don't even know me. How do they know about me? Why do that matter? You're one of his kids' mother. They're gonna know about you. And then they're gonna question you, do you know anything about Ziyah? So it's obvious why they would bring up your name and want to know more about what you know or don't know. And then you're making yourself look guilty or sound guilty by, like, you're worried about if you're not doing anything, if you're not, you wouldn't care if the police come and question you about your predator child's father. Because obviously, why would you as a woman want to be with a predator? That is why these women are getting upset. That's why these women are talking the way they're doing, moving the way they're doing, because they know that he is a predator. They know that he might be guilty of what they're accusing him of. So now they're trying to find out how they can jockey out of the situation. And so I'm going to share the second phone call with you, and this is the phone call with him and his fiance.
Bitch, who the fuck got a lie on your motherfucking people? Your brother literally asked me, why am I still fucking with you?
See, bitch, you are simply fucking retarded, man. Everybody that knows Shannon know, nigga, what the fuck it is. See, you the only dumb bitch because you the newcomer. You don't know nothing about nothing, man. And I'm tired of fucking keep arguing with you about some motherfuckers that I know don't belong to me. And as far as you lying about my motherfucking people saying that whole shit, stop playing with me, bro. Try that reverse psychology on another nigga, not me, man. Stop playing with me, bro. You just want to make up some fuck shit, dog. Stop playing with me, man. And you wonder why. You wonder why. You want a motherfucker to do everything, but you ain't motherfucking changing. I'm tired of your fucking crazy ass, dog. Gave you a motherfucking ring, bitch, and you think you done went fucking retarded. Stop fucking playing with me, bro. I'm not that nigga, man. Stop playing with me.
Bitch, who the fuck got a lie on your motherfucking people? Your brother literally asked me, why am I still fucking with you? He asked me that, along with him saying, your sister said, oh, your brother had another baby. And he said, I don't care. I don't want to know about no more kids this man done had. So who the fuck lying? You think I'm going to just come off the top of my head with some bullshit? Bitch, ain't nobody got a motherfucking lie to you. And like the motherfucker I said, bitch, you just gave me that motherfucking ring because you know I don't want.
By hearing that phone call with him and his fiance, that basically told me everything I needed to know about him. Because I have been in the past, I was in situations where I was talked to like that. And just like she had that same energy for him, I had that same energy for the person that I was talking to. These type of people, they're the same. It's like, regardless if they have money, don't have money, or whatever the case may be, their mentality is the same. And so he is a person that is controlling. He is a person that is manipulating. He is a person that is conniving. He is the type of person that will be willing to do whatever he needs to do to get what he wants out of a situation or out of a person. And he's talking down to her like, you're too stupid to understand what's going on. You're believing everything everybody is telling you. This is the type of tactic these type of men use. When you look at people like Andrew Tate and all these other people that are supposed to be high value men, how they talk about women, how they disrespect women, how they say, oh, they're not worth this, they're not worth that, or you could sleep around on how many women that you want to, you could produce children. Tell me what's the difference between them. They may not be as, predators, but the mentality when it comes to respecting women, it's all the same. It's all the same language. The only difference is, you look at him, he doesn't have the money as these high value men do, but the mentality is the same. So that's why, as women, please understand, just because a man has money, that does not give him value if he doesn't look at you and see that you're someone that needs to be respected and should be respected. Because if he doesn't respect himself, and by sleeping with different women, producing children with different women, he's not thinking about what he can catch. He's not thinking about how it's affecting his kids. That's showing you a person that has no self-respect for themselves. So what make you think they're going to respect you? So please, women, I beg you, please stay away from these men. Don't think just because a man got money that gives them value. It doesn't. What gives them value is their character. What gives them value is, do they respect you? Do they respect themselves? What gives them value is do they respect what you have to say as a woman? Do they respect you as a woman being the weaker vessel between men and women? Or do they look at you as something that you could just use and toss to the side when you're finished with, or pass you on to their friends? So don't get caught up in how much money a man has as far as whether it gives him value or not, because it's a lot of men that are high value that's no better than Jarvis. Like I said, they may not be have as a child, but the mentality is the same. So please just stay away from these type of men because they're not going to change. They would have to be the ones that want to change. They're not going to change. And you see, he's talking to her like she's just trash, like she doesn't deserve any respect when she's asking him a question that was posed to her by his sister. By his brother or sister or both? Do you know that that Jarvis has two other kids? And now he's getting mad at her. And then on top of that, I still don't understand why these women want to get involved with a man that has a fetish for children. That's the part that really throws. It's one thing as a woman dealing with a man who's cheating on you with another woman, with a grown woman. A lot of women have been in that situation, and you might try to deal with him, hope it work out. But if you know that a man is getting with a child, at what point do you say, you know what, this ain't even worth it? Because he has no standard when it comes to morals. So he's not even worth my time. I'm gonna walk away. Or if he's introducing himself as, yeah, I'm a registered, predator because of what I did to a child, he's not gonna change. And these type of people prove it time and time again. They're not changing because that is something that's in them that they desire to be with. They desire to be with. So stop getting involved with these type of people. Stop getting involved with these men who telling you up front that they do not value women. And let me share this scripture with you. This is Ephesians 5:8-13. For at one time you were darkness, but now you are light in the Lord. Walk as children of light, for the fruit of light is found in all that is good and right and true. And try to discern what is pleasing to the Lord. Take no part in the unfruitful works of darkness, but instead expose them. For it is shameful even to speak of the things that they do in secret. But when anything is exposed by the light, it becomes visible. So once again, as Christians, we're supposed to expose this type of stuff that's going on. That's why I do talk about it. I feel that God put a calling on my life based on the things I went through in my past, in my childhood, all the way up to being an adult. I feel that this is a calling on my life, and I will continue to speak up and speak out about it. Women need to protect themselves. I said it before that girls need to take self-defense class. Even young boys, but especially young girls need to take self-defense classes. Not to be brutal, not to go around bullying, but to be able to defend themselves, because that will also give them courage and confidence. Because you never know when some pervert might try to snatch them, might try to violate them. So they will be able to know how to defend themselves, at least enough to be able to run from them, to be able to scream for help. They just need to know what to do when they find themselves in that situation. They need to understand that incest is wrong. If this person is involved with someone that's related to you, they should not be coming to you for anything. You are a child. They should always go to an adult for help. These are the things that children need to be taught in their household so they can know that they're not the problem, the pervert is. And they can have confidence to speak up, to use their voice, to defend themselves, to get away. And like I said, I truly feel that God put a calling on me, that this is what he wants me to do with my life as far as my life purpose goes. So thank you for your time and watching this video. Please like and subscribe to my channel. Thank you.